As baptized Catholics, we are called by Christ as missionaries to the world. Vatican Council II stated, "The Pilgrim Church is missionary by her very nature, for it is from the mission of the Son and the mission of God." Jesus, God's missioner, tells his followers, "The Father sent me, so I send you." St. John, the Apostle Catholic Church in northern Richland Hills, Texas, lives the spirit of mission. St. John's sister parish is Prophet Elijah Mission of Patzun, Guatemala. The Carmelite mission has had a long-term relationship with St. John's spanning many years, and it has proven beneficial for both parties. In November 2014, a group of St. John's parishioners journeyed to Patzun for a week of fellowship, reflection, and prayer. Some of them had traveled to Patzun before, others were first-timers. To help transition the mission team, the Maryknoll affiliates in Guatemala City provided a briefing on the current happenings in life and society in Guatemala. The missionaries learned it is by being in relationship rather than doing for that their mission vocation is realized. This is their story of mission, which is proclaiming, serving, and witnessing God's reign of love, salvation, and justice.
This particular mission trip has all the components of what I consider to be a model mission trip. The proper formation, the commissioning by the parish, and therefore the involvement and support of the parish, the reflection, the support going down there and doing it for the right reasons, coming back and reflecting on it and trying to infuse this mission spirit in the parish. All the elements are there. And when you do it with all those elements, all those components, it can really have an impact on spreading the word and truly renewing the world for Christ. You start with 4 to 6 hours of mission formation. It's a dialogue, it's an instruction, we have a team of 8 to 10 people that do this, and so we talk about why are you going? You get discernment. Why do you want to do this? You talk about the theology of mission. What does this mean as a Catholic to do mission? We talk about intercultural understanding. We talk about how do you reflect when you get down there. Then the parish commissions. The priest actually, representing the parish, says, "We are sending you as representatives of this parish to continue the mission spirit in Guatemala or wherever you might go."
The sending of our brother and sister to serve the need of the church will strengthen the bond of communion with the local churches to which they are going, and the prayer we offer in this celebration are expression of this communion.
In this particular trip that we are about to head out, we will hope that our parishioner who journey in this trip will bring back a different perspective of the church, of the universality, whether we're in the big church or we're in the small church in Guatemala. Christ, the same Christ will exist in the heart of people, and we have the same faith, same Eucharist, and same community, same unity, and Christ present in all, and he can share with us in very special way.
When we're down there, we accompany them. We have materials to reflect. We pray in the morning. We reflect in the evening. We have Eucharistic liturgy often when we go up into the mountains and we have the masses in the various communities. And then finally, when we come back, we help them to reflect. What happened here? How can you continue this mission spirit so that it's not just an exotic experience, but it really has transformed you and makes you a better Christian and Catholic to continue this mission spirit as long as you live?
The sharing of the mission spirit manifests itself in many ways. Being with others, sharing and participating in the Eucharistic liturgy as one body, one spirit in Christ. For St. John's missionaries, each had expectations and moments that stood out.
I think by doing the discernment and reflecting, it became more of, understanding the mission experience and understanding what we're doing, and not like a a show, not going down there and just kind of being there with the people for a week and seeing them and feeling sorry for them and coming back, but really being able to experience their lives and, you know, get to know them and understand, you know, what's going on in the country and stuff. I think that was a big help last time.
What the experience, especially when people come in for confession, line up, and basically they want to kneel down and hold on to my hand, just like they feel hold on to God, and make me feel very humble and able to come out and celebrate Mass with them. The children, they sing beautifully. And then, you know, some of the experience of all the altar server, they are so wonderfully prepared and know what to do. And the language itself, sometimes they use different, other than Spanish, Cachiquel, but everything else, the faith is the same, and the worship is the same. And we can find that we truly become one church, one faith in one Christ Jesus, that it makes truly the universal church is fully alive in what we celebrate when I was there.
I saw people that had nothing and trusted God for everything, and I loved that about them. To have that strong of faith, I wanted that. Another thing that had happened is I saw this little boy, and I was talking to one of the priests. We were walking, and he had this really pop belly, and I said, "What a cute little beer belly." And the priest said that his stomach's full of parasites. And I thought, that's something I can make a difference in. I'm not a medical person, but I could go back and make sure these kids have the parasite medicine. The difference I've seen in the kids when I first started coming, and they just didn't seem to have the same energy that they have, and now they're just rambunctious, you know, wild little boys, you know. Just seeing the difference in the parasite medicine, I feel like that is just something I feel like is so important.
A couple things that really surprised me were the joy, first of all, of the people there. You could just see it in their eyes and their hearts, their demeanor. It spoke to something much deeper than perhaps the external joys, material joys that we think we enjoy over here so much in the States. And again, because of their lifestyle, that ability, I think, to have the time to look deeper, look inside, and spend more time reflecting on those things, even though from our standards, we might think that's a horrible situation or a horrible condition to be in. Their faith really shone through their eyes, and what's the beautiful scripture, the eye is the light of the soul. And it seemed to be the picture that I received from them that really did surprise me. When we came in, the palms at the school as they were waving them and greeting us, and I know at that point I felt very unworthy of that sort of adulation that they were giving to us at that point in time, and I remember also the last afternoon we were there. We met Isabel, who's confined to a wheelchair and has Parkinson's disease, and I could really see the suffering Christ in her. And I didn't understand a word of her language because she spoke her native indigenous language, but language would have failed anyway. It was the way she said it, the manner in which she said it, suffering the way she is, and the joy of Christ coming out through her, even through a language that I couldn't even begin to comprehend. It was very obvious, and it seemed to me that those two events together were sort of a walk for us through the Calvary experience, of coming in with all this praise and adulation, and then to conclude that trip basically with the experience of this wonderful woman who so beautifully is offering up her sufferings to Christ, just like Christ did for us.
What has your faith done for you through this crisis? Let me tell you a little bit more about her crises.
The mission trip officially ended after the group shared its experiences with the St. John's congregation. But the effect the trip had on the group lives on and will be shared and remembered by each member of the team.
My husband and I have adopted a child and helped them through education and in Patsun. And I would like to actually see what is happening down and how this child is experiencing, and actually hopefully be able to be a part of that in some small way, to feel like that is really what I would like to accomplish, is trying to actually get a feel for what that child is experiencing and what the people in our sister parish are experiencing.
The focus of the first 2 days were on the 15-year anniversary of a school that was started in Patsun in one of the villages. I was there the first time that school opened its doors with 2 small little classrooms that were made out of wood. It now holds 250 students in a Catholic elementary school. The parents could not have been prouder if they had a child that was graduating with a PhD. For them to come to graduation, holding the hands of their children as they walked up to get their diploma, they beamed and they expressed their gratitude to us over and over in every way, from every person that was available.
I think that I see God there. I see God in their faces. Their faces, that they're weary, they're tired, but they're quick to smile when they see you. I just feel closer to God when I'm there. And I understand that all the distractions of our lives here are not there. You know, we don't have the cell phones and the iPads so it's a simpler life, and I just feel closer. I feel closer to God when I'm with those people.
They look at you and they're just proud to share their accomplishments with you. I think that's because we've helped them, and they trust us even without knowing our names. They trust us immediately, knowing who we are, where we come from, because of the things that we've tried to do. We don't try to do it for them, they're doing for themselves, and I think they're learning how to do for themselves and accomplish for themselves as best they can.
The way the missions have impacted me spiritually is, the first year particularly, it made me think about the things I have. What's important to me here? I'm not as materialistic as I might have been beforehand. Things that were important to me before I went on that first mission trip aren't necessarily, I don't have to have this or that. I'm much more happier with what I've got. I'm not looking for, I don't need that new car, I don't need to have this or that or something else, because I see in there just how satisfied they are, their lives can be with practically nothing, and how happy they are. And I'm kind of envious in going to masses with them and just seeing their daily lives, how spiritual these people really are.
I do think it was a success, one for the team, because I think that we felt a cohesiveness, and we felt the love of the people. We could see Christ in the faces of the people that we went down there. And I think it worked the other way as well. The people were grateful that we, even though it might have not been us personally going back again and again, but just us representing the parish, knowing that we really cared enough to come down and really join with them and celebrate Mass with them.
The short-term mission team reaffirmed St. John's continuing relationship with their brothers and sisters in Patsun. For each missionary, their experience is a beginning of a life of mission service. For the parish, continuing short-term mission trips helps instill the universal church in their hearts.